You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
You're good at keeping the car clean. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
High school sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that will transform your life while you change the lives of others by helping them live well. With a health or exercise sciences degree from IUPUI School of Health and Human Sciences, you will gain an in-depth understanding of the healthcare industry while preparing you for a variety of graduate and professional programs in health. And with Indy as your classroom, you will have clinical options within leading hospitals right in our backyard, as well as a degree from Indiana University, reputable leaders in the healthcare industry. It all starts here.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
High school football fans, welcome back to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
ready to kick off a boys-girls doubleheader in soccer from Guerin Catholic High School in Noblesville, Indiana. It'll be ladies first as the Golden Eagles host the Trojans of Bishop Chatard. Jarrett Lewis here alongside the coach, Keith Myers, and we are excited to be with you here on Indiana SRN for your Saturday. Week 1 in college football is kicking off, but might as well wait for those games and kick off soccer right here with girls beginning things. The Golden Eagles coming into this game 3-1-1. They have won their last 3 games after starting the season 0-1-1. On the side of Bishop Chatard, they are looking just as impressive. No losses on the season, a record of 5-0-1 under head coach Ashton Balch. So, Coach, what can we expect from this game? 2 highly ranked teams in their respective classes, 2 teams that share the same conference. It should be a very even kill matchup on this noon kickoff.
Top 20 soccer game for both of these girls teams. Also, leaders of the Circle City Conference. This could come down to the conference championship because you still got Buff. They still both have to play. Both of them have played Covenant Christian, if I remember correctly. So this should be a very interesting contest. And with Guerin playing at home, might be a little of an advantage here. But both of them play on turf, so that's not an advantage. That's an advantage or disadvantage for either team. Labor Day weekend is a special weekend, and I would think that the Guerin Catholic gurus will come out in full to support both of these teams tonight, and should be a very interesting contest. You mentioned kicking off of football, but you know what? We kicked off our football season. Now we're in week 4 of football, and it's been a really dogfight with high school football. And with the soccer now comes up alongside with us, and volleyball. IndianaSRN has got you equipped for every single sport in the fall, and stay with us with great coverage all the way through November and October.
I actually still have a Week 3 football game to get through later tonight with Mount Vernon and Greenfield Central.
Triple duty for you tonight.
We'll take it. We'll take it. Going back to a place I'm pretty familiar with. So that game at Greenfield Central, that game starting at 7:30 tonight. You can listen to that on IndianaSRN.org. But meanwhile, soccer to talk about. Weather could play a factor. You see some of the players wearing some hoodies, wearing long sleeves. Could have some rain possible in the radar. But should be a nice, cool afternoon, Saturday afternoon in Noblesville. Let's look at this visiting team of Bishop Chatard as Coach shows me the radar, and Central Indiana is going to be covered up here fairly soon. Rain coming in from the west. But talking about Bishop Chatard real quick, led by their junior Brianna Booles, who has 11 goals scored of the 19 for Bishop Chatard. She's going to be a player to watch out for.
Maybe you don't double team in soccer, but maybe you just cover her a little bit, screen her a little bit more. You want to eliminate the touches from her, as it is going to the rain is going to be a factor. But I think Guerin Catholic has a player also that can just do as much goal work as the Chatard Trojans.
6 other goal scorers for Bishop Chatard. We'll talk about them a little bit more, along with Guerin Catholic, when we come back, taking our first break right here on Indiana SRN.
This is the Frells family's land. When the sun comes out, the kids run and play right there. This used to be a shed. Now, it's where they get breakfast. This is more than just land. It's home. The Frells family runs with us on a John Deere 1 Series tractor. This land isn't the only thing that should live on for generations. Nothing runs like a deer. Search John Deere 1 Series for more.
Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School in Noblesville, Indiana. The girls set to kick off a boys-girls doubleheader between these two Circle City Conference teams. And mentioning this girls team of Guerin Catholic under the direction of head coach Sean Yao, who was recently named head coach of the year in 2020 in the Circle City Conference.
How impressive is that? Coach has done a nice job with this program. And if you look at the history of this program, it's pretty impressive of what these girls teams have done in the last 2 or 3 years at Guerin Catholic. And if you look overall of Guerin Catholic, the run they had last year with soccer in both boys and girls, the run they had with football a little bit, and the run they had with boys basketball, a pretty impressive year for Guerin Catholic. Hats off to Ryan Davis and his fine staff, the athletic staff and the coaching staff at Guerin Catholic. Pretty impressive.
Guerin Catholic girls started the season 0-1-1, but have now won their previous 3 games. They defeated Brebeuf Jesuit last Saturday by a score of 1-0. A huge thumping of Covenant Christian at 10-0. And just 2 days ago against Roncalli, also on this field, they topped the Royals 2-0. And those 2 goals scored. Alyssa Ferry had the first one for Guerin Catholic, and then Katie Koger scored the second goal. Both of those goals coming in the second half for Guerin Catholic to be able to take that win over Roncalli. Those 2 girls will be key for the Golden Eagles. Katie Koger, 4 goals scored on the year. Alyssa Ferry with 2. Emerson Jennings also could be a factor. She has 4 goals scored this year. So kind of a 3-player tandem of the Guerin Catholic girls that can do so much. Score from the outside. Emerson Jennings will work those sidelines using her speed to try to get the corner, and then Katie Koger and Alyssa Ferry bringing in attack in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and you know, you look at this, and I think the first key here is get on the board first, because the factor of the rain coming down a little bit harder, and you don't want to get caught in a rain delay, because then you go inside, you get cold, and you get back outside. So get a quick start, see what happens to you, and see how successful you could get.
Those 2 goals scored, like we mentioned, came in the second half against Roncalli for Guerin Catholic. As for Bishop Chatard, no losses on the season, 5-0-1. And they have been perfect in Circle City play as well, 3-0, first place in that conference at the moment. Also coming off a win against Roncalli, which they defeated the Royals 6-1 on Tuesday. They shut out Lawrence North last Saturday, 5-0. And the game before that, a conference victory over Brebeuf Jesuit, 2-0. So putting up large numbers in the scoring category is Bishop Chatard, but also not allowing their opponents to get much scoring done either. They're averaging 3.2 goals per match through 6 games of play.
Yeah, you look at both teams, and as you see the rain coming down pretty hard, it should be very interesting. And again, got to put pressure. Pressure now is on your defensive teams, and the field's going to be kind of slick, so you got to be ready for that. And as a goalkeeper, you got to be ready for a wet ball, because the ball will definitely get slick.
Those other goal scorers for Bishop Chatard include Chloe Schmitz, Lydia Campbell, Grace Adams has 2 goals scored this year, Addison Duncan, Lily Grease, and finally a freshman who's had 2 goals scored, Reese Shikaki. And so plenty of capable players to put the ball in the net for Bishop Chatard, but so impressive is Brianna Booles, 11 goals scored through their first 6 games this year. And they will look to keep their perfect season alive against a pretty solid Guerin Catholic team who is also ranked. Bishop Chatard is 3rd in Class 2A, Guerin Catholic 18th, just inside the top 20 of Class 3A.
Should be a very good contact. Glad we're here. Circle City Conference matchup as well, so a lot of teams in the Circle City probably watching this ball game tonight. and today. The Roncalli Covenant Christian game that was scheduled today was postponed. So those two teams are probably watching this in a dry environment where everybody else is going to get nice and wet today.
On the boys' side of things, and we will have that game for you after the girls wrap things up, Guerin Catholic is ranked number 1 in Class 2A in the boys' soccer poll, and Bishop Chatard also sneaking inside that top 20. They are ranked 18th. To finish out the rankings in Class 3A, Noblesville is on top of things on the girls' side, and in 2A, Evansville Memorial has the number 1 spot in Class 2A, down to the final class of 1A, Forest Park right now at the number 1 spot.
You know, you look at 1A, though, you have Heritage Christian, I do believe, is either number 3. They were the number 1 ranked team. It slipped a little bit, but very interesting, and it's very interesting how the association has went to 3 classes for soccer, because just 2 years ago, or 3 years ago, I do believe, it was all inclusive. Now they have split into those of the small schools, which tells you there's growth in the soccer rank here in Indiana.
Noblesville, who's number 1 in girls 3A, is also number 1 in boys 3A. So the soccer program's doing fantastic for Noblesville. Like we mentioned, the boys of Guerin Catholic, they're number 1 in Class 2A. Park Tudor holds the number 1 ranking in Class 1A. We see both teams now at midfield. We have the starting lineups for you as the rain really starts to come down. Guerin Catholic in their all-black uniforms, Bishop Chatard in their road white kits.
Yeah, and you look at both of these teams, look ready to go. Officials wearing yellow today. You won't miss them.
The starting lineup for Bishop Chatard, their goalkeeper, will be number 00. That's Ruby Mason. She is a senior. Chloe Schmitz wears number 2, a junior midfielder. Number 4, Grace Adams, a senior midfielder. Addison Duncan wears number 6. She's a sophomore forward. Brianna Bools, the leading goal scorer, 11 goals, and that's her grade, a junior forward. Maggie Ryan wears number 11 as a junior defender. Reese Shikaki is a freshman forward. Also have number 14, that would be Kate Sedlak, just a sophomore. And then the final 3 members, Carson Heim, a freshman defender, a sophomore, and Andy Adams wearing number 18 as a defender. And then a midfielder, a junior, Brooklyn Divatori, wears number 20. That's the full starting lineup for Bishop Chatard. Not very many seniors on this roster. After you look at the roster for Guerin Catholic, and it's almost all seniors, it appears, but just 4 girls are seniors on the Bishop Chatard varsity roster. As for your Guerin Catholic, there's Bailey Capella. She'll be the goalkeeper, wearing number 3 in the pink jersey. Lauren Gardner is number 5, a defender and a junior. Emerson Jennings, one of the leading goal scorers for Guerin Catholic, wears number 7 as a senior forward. Alex Succi, number 8, a midfielder and only a sophomore. Alyssa Ferry, who scored in their last game, wears number 10 as a senior forward. Katie Koger, also a senior forward, wears number 11. Haley Abel is number 13, a senior defender. Shaylin Hussey, also a senior defender, wears number 15. Cece Leffler is number 16 at midfield, a junior. Mia Gatz is number 22, just a freshman at forward. And Sutton Warman is number 25, a sophomore midfielder. That's the starting lineup for Guerin Catholic, and we are set to get things going from Guerin Catholic High School in Noblesville, Indiana. A Circle City Conference matchup. Undefeated on the season are Bishop Chatard at 5-0-1. Guerin Catholic looking for their 4th straight win. It's coming up next on IndianaSRN.
What's the number 1 misconception you think about Freemasonry?
Well, I think most people just think of Freemasonry as some kind of secret society, and you go with some of the rumors out there and so on, and they really don't understand who we are. They don't understand that we are a fraternity of brothers first, and our obligation is to take care of each other and our widows and orphans, etc. within our group. They don't understand what the fraternity part of Freemasonry really is, and that's the misconception that's out there. I think first and foremost of anyone that wants to join Freemasonry, I'd like them to know that it's really not a secret society. You may say it's a society with a secret because we have some handshakes and some passwords that you could easily find down in a library if you get the right book. Freemasonry is more, it's a brotherhood, it's a fraternity, it's a way of sharing common thoughts and everything with people of all different vocations that really understand of getting together on the level. Whether you're a judge or a police officer or a janitor, you're all on the same level when you're in a Masonic lodge room. And I think that's one of the greatest things, that you can sit with people of all vocations, but you have that certain thing in common, that you're all brothers.
Back at Guerin Catholic High School, the Golden Eagles wearing their all-black uniforms with yellow numbers and letters, purple trim on the other side. Bishop Chatard in their away uniforms, all white with royal blue. Guerin Catholic, like we said before the break, looking for their fourth straight victory after starting the season 0-1-1. And what a win it could be, and we'll face all the elements, both teams, as the rain continues to come down. Could make things difficult, could make the field surface a little bit slick, and we'll see if that plays into an advantage. I wouldn't think so. It could make things just a little bit more difficult, and could see a 0-0 game late into the second half.
The other thing with the weather, it also is messing with our signal a little bit as we're trying to get that all fixed up for you, but rain does cause some problems with the internet, and we're working on that, and I hope we can get that straightened out for you.
Looks like this one is about ready to get underway. Ball's at midfield. Guerin Catholic will look to start things off, and it'll be Alyssa Ferry wearing number 10. And the Golden Eagles are set to go from left to right.
You can just hear the rain coming.
And it has started coming hard, as wasn't raining very much during the pregame warm-ups for these girls' teams, but now as the game starts to go, everybody in their rain jackets on the sideline. And on the far sideline for Guerin Catholic is Mia Gatz, and for the moment, Chatard sends it the other way. The undefeated Trojans of Bishop Chatard. Emerson Jennings with a shot. That's going to sail over the net.
First shot on goal here.
This Guerin Catholic team looked to be aggressive just 2 days ago on this field against Roncalli. And within the first 2 minutes had 2 shots on goal. So they kept the pressure on the Royals, and it proved to be too much in the second half as Alyssa Ferry and Katie Koger found the back of the net. Here's Emerson Jennings now. Ball heads out of bounds. Guerin Catholic looks for the throw in. Now the Trojans of Bishop Chatard over midfield. Hovering that sideline in front of the Guerin Catholic bench.
Just explain that we're using a point system, and the rain is really heavy. It's interfering with the signal, the wireless signal.
And as this rain continues to rain hard down on the Noblesville field, it's just affecting the picture and what you're seeing on your screen. So rain definitely playing a factor, not just for the two teams, but for this video stream as well. Into the corner, Guerin Catholic with it. Just 3 minutes into this one from Noblesville. Emerson Jennings will have the corner. The rain coming in from the west, taking up most of central Indiana. It is a big spot of green covering the state. Guerin Catholic did a nice job against Roncalli in the time of possession, being the more aggressive team, putting the pressure on their opponent, and early on keeping the ball on their side of the field a lot more often.
Evidently the rain coming down in between the football stadium and the soccer stadium is interfering with the signal, but we'll just stay with it and hopefully it'll clear.
Ball now on the side of Bishop Chatard. Bailey Capella in the net. And she has, in the past 2 games, going back to last Saturday against Brebeuf, plays the first half, and then we see Taylor Beard, a sophomore goalkeeper, play the second half. But Capella and Beard, a nice dynamic duo in the net for Coach Sean Yao. Throw in for Bishop Chatard.
We would have the same problem.
Katie Koger, this is what she does well. Solid defense and trying to start a fast break. Koger and Ferry work in the middle of the field, and they do it so well. 6 combined goals between the two. Bishop Chatard with a nice clear towards the other side.
Again, you're watching the soccer game between Guerin Catholic and Chatard High School. As weather has been a factor causing some problems with our signal. We're working on that, so we're seeing what you're seeing right now, and with a score of 0-0, and it looks like we just might have got a goal.
See Emerson Jennings there, and it looks like the ball was just outside the goal, so no goal scored for Guerin Catholic. But that's that aggressive play we talk about. The Golden Eagles look to be the more aggressive team in the early minutes. Two and a half goals a game for Guerin Catholic. Guerin Catholic leading the shots on goal category so far with 2, and Bishop Chatard yet to have a shot on goal. They have a throw in here. Ball trickles out of bounds, and we'll have Guerin Catholic with a corresponding throw in. Ten minutes gone by in this first half. For Guerin Catholic. Down the sideline, Alex Succi. our first whistle from the referees, and now Bishop Chatard with a free kick. Doing the honors for the Trojans, Grace Adams. Guerin Catholic bench utilizing the tent very nicely.
That's what we would be doing. I guarantee you I would be stealing that tent from you.
We would be sitting just in front of the press box in the bleachers, so we'd have to prepare for this weather as well. And shaken up is Ruby Mason, the goalkeeper for Bishop Chatard. Right now the Trojans clearing it from that side of the field. Bishop Chatard steals it away on the attack. Brianna Bools over the middle of the field. Decent look for Chatard, but nice help side defense from Guerin. Over the middle of the field, and a shot. Looks like it's going to be a goal for Bishop Chatard. On the kick for the Trojans, number 6, Addison Duncan. A sophomore forward gets the scoring going at the 25-minute mark. The Trojans strike first.
Play. A goal.
Official put the ball back in play pretty quickly as imminent weather is now coming. Very strong, looks like a very strong storm coming to Guerin's way here in about 15 minutes.
And the rain continues to come down, and it will be around for quite some time. That is the first goal given up by Guerin Catholic since they fell to Carmel back on August 20th, 2-0. Their previous 3 games, they've been able to shut out each opponent with wins of 1-0, 10-0, and 2-0. But Bishop Chatard doing what they do best, and that is score. Addison Duncan, her second goal on the year, which is tied for second with Grace Adams and the freshman Reese Sakachi.
Corner,
20th
Catholic.
total goal on the season for Bishop Chatard in their 7th game. Guerin Catholic coming up with a corner kick. Haley Abel will send it away. The Golden Eagles find themselves in a situation they haven't seen in quite some time, facing a deficit early on, but still plenty of time left to go in this one.
Yeah, we're halfway through the first half.
Guerin Catholic didn't do their scoring until the second half of their game 2 days ago against Roncalli.
And then again, Babuff was with 1 minute 5 seconds left in the game they get the game winner.
And it was a penalty kick, so Babuff committing a foul close to the goal, and that gave a shot for Alyssa Ferry to get that conference victory over Babuff. Throw in for Bishop Chatard. Grace Adams gets it into Schmitz. Bishop Chatard bringing the pressure offensively. Guerin Catholic began with the first couple shots on goal, but Bishop Chatard has had the best look out of anybody. Jennings sends it towards the far sideline. Picking it up is Gardner. Nice defense by Adams to take it away. you're still with us on Indiana SRN again. Heavy rain playing a big factor in this one, and unfortunately unable to see Guerin's goal, but they do score, and they tie it up at 1-1 at the 12-minute mark. Right now, unable to get a feed from Guerin Catholic High School, so with this update, 1-1 our score. Bishop Chatard was able to score at the 20-minute mark, around halfway through the first half. And now, not too far behind, Guerin Catholic staying aggressive and able to tie it up 1-1.
You know, and Guerin Catholic's form, as they have handled adversity all year long, you know, they could have just turned it away with the rain as it is and just turn it around and now make it a very competitive game because, again, these are two great Circle City Conference opponents. They know each other very well, and almost like a rival every single time a Circle City Conference team plays you. So never give up for the Guerin Catholic Golden Eagles.
Guerin Catholic looking for their 4th straight win. Right now, sitting at 3-1-1. Bishop Chatard looking to keep their perfect season alive. So they are 5-0-1. Also 3-0 in Circle City Conference play. Trying to make it 4-0 on the road at Guerin Catholic. Both these teams very high scoring through 6 games. Bishop Chatard averages just under 3.5 goals per game, while Guerin Catholic is at 2.5. And looking at the difference in shots alone, through 5 games, Guerin Catholic has 56 shots. And through 6 games, Bishop Chatard nearly doubles that at 111.
Which tells you they are a scoring machine. Like to put the ball in the net.
And leading the way in that scoring category, Brianna Booles, 11 goals on the season. Addison Duncan had the goal scored for Bishop Chatard to open things up, her 2nd goal of the year. Now 20 total goals scored this season for Bishop Chatard. 14 total goals scored for Guerin Catholic, and just 5 different goal scores for them. Leading the way is Emerson Jennings and Katie Koger with 4 apiece. And Alyssa Ferry and Alex Suchi both have 2 goals. And on those 13 goals scored coming into the game, 11 of those were assisted for Guerin Catholic. (13 assists on 19 goals for Bishop Chatard. Personally, seeing Guerin Catholic play, this is now the 3rd time in a week span. They do a nice job of having girls on the edge with speed that can try to start a fast break, or they have Koger and Ferry, who, when they have the ball, it doesn't matter how many girls are in front of them, they're looking to score, and they're looking to weave their way through and get to the goal and put the pressure on the defense.
Even sometimes goes through those girls to get to that point as the aggressiveness plays they do. As you know, both of these teams after this weekend are in heavy-duty action as soccer season ends at the end of October, which is surprising to me how quickly this season truly is for soccer. Already games in, and you know you're almost to that halfway point, Jarrett, where changing or doing different things could throw you off for tournament play.
And after this girls' game, we'll have the boys kicking things off. Guerin Catholic, number 1 in Class 2A. Bishop Chatard comes in ranked number 18. And Bishop Chatard on the season Their record is 3-4. Guerin Catholic 3-1. Guerin Catholic averages 4 goals a match. Their leading goal scorer is a brother of Alex Succi. That would be Aiden Succi. He has 4 goals on the season. 3 other goal scorers, including Tommy Hartman, who's a senior. He has 2. Bishop Chatard is led in scoring by a sophomore. That would be Gabe Rivera. He has 3 goals on the season. 2 other players with 2 goals, both of them seniors, Henry Gebke and Mike Nash. And we just got another update. Bishop Chatard scored yet again, so they retake the lead, and it's now 2-1.
This could be a very high-scoring game. And, if this continues, maybe the rain is not a factor for the girls out on the field, but for us, Mother Nature is causing a little bit of a defensive struggle for us. But again, our technology and our production department is working very hard to get rectifying that right now.
Yeah, we thought maybe the rain would maybe slow things down and make it hard, but
got
no,
3
it's
goals
not.
in one half.
3 goals to the first half, and closing in on 6 minutes left to play. May see another goal scored, who knows. But Guerin Catholic yet again falling behind. Still 6 minutes and the whole entire second half left to play. And the rain not going away anytime soon, as there's a huge cell right over central Indiana. That's what's causing this interference and unable to get the video feed. Previewing this football game later tonight from Greenfield Central. You can listen to that game live for free on our website, IndianaSRN.org. The Cougars set to host a Hoosier Heritage Conference opponent in Mount Vernon. The Marauders 1-1 on the season, as is Greenfield Central. Marauders started the year with a loss to Noblesville, 57-36. But were able to bounce back against Franklin last week, defeating them 43-25. As for Greenfield Central, they also began the season with a loss to Plainfield, 21-14, but last week defeated Phelan Academy 14-0. And both those teams will begin conference play in Week 3, and that'll finish out the rest of their season in the Hoosier Heritage.
As we look at the IndianaSRN football polls continue for the pregame, as we are still at 2-1 at this Guerin Catholic Bishop Chatard game, is slightly delayed here. Indianapolis Lutheran number 1, South Adams number 2, Park Heritage number 3, Southwood is 4, and Covenant Christian 5 and 1A and 2A. Fort Wayne Lords, Eastbrook, Heritage Christian, Triton Central, and Evansville Mater Dei. 3A West Lafayette, Babuff, Jesuit, Gibson Southern, Danville, and Guerin Catholic. And 4A Roncalli, Mooresville, East Central, Leo, and Jasper. 5A Cathedral, Zionsville, Fort Wayne Dwenger, Valparaiso, Whiteland. And in 6A, best team that people think in the whole entire state, Center Grove 1, Carmel 2, Maryville 3, Warren Central 4, and Westfield 5. And some of those will change as we had some losses last night. Our new poll comes out first thing Monday morning, as we will continue to get that all lined up for you after all the action today. Our guys will vote on Sunday, and then we'll have it out on Monday morning on the sports page on IndianaSRN.
probably the most anticipated and looked forward to game last night was that Center Grove and Carmel matchup. Center Grove being able to come out in the second half and some people say dominate Carmel, and they end up winning that Copper Kettle rivalry. So Center Grove, you say the best team in the state. I would have to agree with you after defeating the second-ranked team in 6A right behind you. That proves to be why you can be considered number one.
And how about last night with the Heritage Christian Eagles and Guerin Catholic game coming down to 18-15, coming down to a missed field goal by Guerin Catholic to tie that, to put that in overtime. But the Heritage Christian Eagles playing very, very well. Also throughout Central Indiana. How about Covenant Christian dominating a 4A opponent in Christmas Addicts?
Covenant Christian, the defending state champions in Class 1A. They have kept themselves in the top 5 of that 1A football poll. 2 in a row now, 2-1 on the year. Week 4 is among us for high school football. It's just started and it is almost a third over. That's hard to believe. But we will finish out Week 3 tonight at Greenfield Central. Mount Vernon coming in to visit the Cougars.
Yeah, you look at that matchup. It's a conference matchup, but it's also a bragging rights in Hancock County. Both of those teams in Hancock County, along with Eastern Hancock, it seems when all 3 of those teams play, there's something extra and there's a different feeling about that game. And I'm sure you're looking forward to that ball game as you have that ball game in the broadcast booth with Daniel Morales. And that's a live radio broadcast for you tonight on IndianaSRN. So sit back and we hope you enjoy the football games as we're, again, working on this. But we can't deal with Mother Nature as well as we would like. Heavy rain throughout Central Indiana, as Jared was telling you. But Bishop Chatard leading 2-1 with less than a minute to play in this first half.
Looks like again in the middle of the field, Guerin Catholic with Alyssa Ferry. Her usual spot, trying to kickstart something and possibly tie this game up. We're under a minute to play, almost 30 seconds. Two players falling down, one from each team. And everybody around with their umbrellas up.
You know, the weatherman was once wrong again. These storms were not supposed to get here until after 7 o'clock tonight, and well, they got here about 7 hours early.
Clock has stopped.
Not much you can do with Indiana weather sometimes, as there's still some time left on the clock, 26 seconds to be exact. Guerin maybe looking for one possible chance to tie this thing up before the half, but still 40 minutes left to play in the second. And what has been a high-scoring affair with this rain. Now the clock closing in is hit 0. Bishop Chatard undefeated on the season, 5-0-1. Got things going halfway through the first half with a goal. Guerin Catholic able to tie it up, make it 1-1, but Bishop Chatard will not go away quietly. On the road and in this heavy rain, they lead Guerin Catholic 2-1.
As we will approach halftime here, Jared, it's been an interesting game. A 2-1 rain. It's been a factor for us, but both teams very aggressive. Now the crazy thing is you stay in that wetness, and it is a cold rain as well. So see how both of these teams respond after halftime.
We'll take our halftime break. 2-1 our score. Bishop Chatard up top in this Circle City Conference matchup from Guerin Catholic High School on IndianaSRN.
High school football fans, welcome back. to Friday nights, to pure spirits, to pure sports. Welcome back to high school football.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back!
This is Friday night. This is Indiana high school football. This is your IHSAA.
You want a career that creates experiences that are impossible to forget. By studying sports and events at IUPUI, you'll get hands-on experience in and out of the classroom. And with Indy as your classroom, there are high-profile events, sports franchises, hotels, museums, and large organizations across the city to engage, educate, and enlighten your student journey before you graduate. There isn't a better city than Indianapolis to get the experience you need to prepare you to handle any event, big or small. It all starts here.
Game day on IndianaSRN. And now here's a special message from Assistant Commissioner of the Indiana High School Athletic Association, Sandra Walter.
In cooperation with the Indiana High School Athletic Association, IndianaSRN would like to thank the men and women who officiate our sports contests. Congratulations to the following officials who've been selected as Official of the Year in their respective sport. This distinction is based on service to student athletes, coaches, and community over decades. These men and women have given countless hours to promoting and ensuring that education-based athletics are afforded to your student athlete. In cross country, Mr. Ted Knopfsinger. Soccer for 21-22, Mr. Lawrence Lohner. In volleyball in the north, Mr. Steve Klein. And in football in Lake County, Mr. Fred Schob. If you'd like to become an IHSAA official, please contact Sandra Walter at the IHSAA office. Phone number 317-846-6601. And a huge thank you to Mr. Keith Meyer and IndianaSRN for being such an advocate to our officials, our student athletes, and our administrators of 407 member schools across the state of Indiana. We certainly thank you for the support and the constant effort to promote all that is good about education-based athletics.
Becoming a licensed sports official is a great way to make a positive difference in the community and support the over 160,000 Indiana student athletes that participate across 22 IHSAA sports. Sports officiating allows you to stay connected to the game, become a role model for our young student athletes, earn extra money, and support the patrons and communities of our IHSAA member schools. To learn more about becoming a licensed IHSAA official, log on to ihsaa.org/officials today.
I'm Mary. Welcome to Guerin Catholic High School. Many people believe that we're just like any other school, but I'm here today to show you that we're not. At Guerin Catholic, we are family. Now I know that sounds crazy, right? How can a school be like a family? Well, it all starts with St. Theodore Guerin herself. Her charisms inspire us every day. She's been praying for us since before the school was built, before we were even born. On one of her many resting places, it says, "I sleep, but I watch over the house that I have built." As a student, it's so inspiring to know that we have our own saint in heaven praying for us every day. But if you really want to understand what Guerin Catholic's all about, there's a lot more you need to know about us, starting with who we are. Mother Guerin also has some advice for the teachers. She says love the children first, then teach them. It is these wise words that inspires our teachers to motivate students and look for the best ways to meet each student where they are. You might think with all this love, academics might not be important, but there is nothing further from the truth. It is because of our faith in seeking the truth that we aspire to know all that we can know. But we can't stop there. We have to know how to think about the knowledge in order to make a difference in the world. Whether you need a little extra help or you're ready to be challenged with an international baccalaureate diploma or anything in between, there is a place for you at Guerin Catholic. But we're not just about academics around here. At Guerin Catholic, we are well-rounded. There are so many ways for you to get involved. Obviously, we have sports. We have 21 athletic teams, including swimming. And if you don't play a sport, we're all about supporting those that do. Our student sections are so much fun. We are spirited. And we also have 43 clubs. So if you don't see anything you like, you can start another one. We also have band, choir, orchestra, and theater. We are involved. At Guerin Catholic, there are so many ways for you to discover and use the gifts that God has given you. We are creative. Getting involved in these activities is not just about having fun. It's also about developing skills that help you become a great leader and providing opportunities for you to lead. At Guerin Catholic, we are leaders. Another great way for you to grow as a leader is through service opportunities. There are so many ways for you to share your gifts with others. Mother Guerin says, you will be happy yourself in making others happy. That's what service is all about. By connecting to local organizations or through mission trips, you'll have plenty of opportunities to serve. At Guerin Catholic, we are compassionate. There are so many opportunities to travel at Guerin Catholic, from mission trips to Costa Rica to performing in New York City. We are explorers. You will find the Guerin Catholic community all around the world, working, singing, and learning, all to get closer to Christ. Here we are at our chapel. This is where I leave you. But as you think about your future, I'll give you one last piece of advice from Mother Guerin. Do not give way to uneasiness about the future. Place yourself gently into the hands of Providence.
My name is Jay Jones. I'm the commissioner of the Heartland Collegiate Athletic Conference, and we appreciate you tuning in to tonight's game. We hope you'll stay tuned to SRN for tomorrow's Heartland Conference Game of the Week, showcasing some of the best small college football in the Midwest. We look forward to seeing you then.
You're good at making big announcements. We're good at your insurance.
Start with Indiana Farm Bureau Insurance, online, over the phone, or in person, and stop knocking on wood.
This is your IHSAA. This is your state. This is your high school. This is your athletic association.
Fans, I'm IHSAA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and we're here to make sure that all of this remains yours.
This is your state. This is your community. This is your IHSAA.
Welcome back to Guerin Catholic High School, where the Bishop Chatard Trojans on the road right now on top of the Golden Eagles 2-1 at the half. Heavy rain still coming down in Noblesville, but still 40 minutes left to play in the Circle City Conference affair.
Yeah, look at both teams and soaking wet, officials wet, umbrellas up, and a typical fall day, huh?
You never know what you're going to get in Indiana.
It's September.
That's right.
Welcome to Labor Day weekend.
This is football weather for both sports.
Yeah. As Chatard will kick off. 2-1 is the score. Chatard scoring 2 in the first half. Of course, Guerin scoring 1. And you can just see, if you're watching at home on your camera, the heavy sheets of rain there, and that is affecting our signal greatly. We're hoping that the weatherman would cooperate and clear the skies here a little bit so we can get some action. You can see some action. Just stay with us. We'll be with you this afternoon throughout this first half to keep you updated of scores. And once the pitcher gets back, you'll have the play-by-play.
2-1 is our score. Bishop Chatard 5-0-1 on the year, trying to stay undefeated in their overall record as well as conference play. They're 3-0 in the Circle City. Guerin Catholic 3-1-1 this season. Also doing well in conference play. They are 3-0, wins over Brebeuf, Covenant Christian, and Roncalli in the Circle City.
You know, you look at the Circle City Conference that was developed 4 or 5 years ago, and every single sport very competitive, and you know, good schools, all private schools, and good around. And one thing that's associated that we're with the conference, one thing that is very good association is not only the sportsmanship and the academics, but the competition is fast and furious every single time. All 4 of these or 6 teams play each other. We saw that last night with Guerin Catholic and Heritage football.
And Thursday, when Guerin Catholic hosted Roncalli, saw that football team still out on the field well past 6 o'clock to almost 6:30 in preparation of a big conference game with Heritage Christian. And last night, the Eagles able to hold on and get the victory 18-15.
Yes, sir. Great ball game. Jerry Baker and I had that ball game for you. An excellent ball game. Very much penalty called ball game.
Want to remind you this broadcast is copyrighted by IndianaSRN and the Indiana High School Athletic Association for the private use of our audience. The use of pictures, videos, and audio without the express written permission of the IHSAA is prohibited. Almost 3 minutes gone by in this second half, and the heavy rain, like it says, interfering with our signal. Rain is still around in the area, not going away anytime soon around central Indiana. Back with another update. Bishop Chatard keeping up the pressure, and now they have Guerin Catholic down 3-1 after another goal scored at the 34-minute mark in the second half. That is the 22nd now goal scored this year for Bishop Chatard. They average 3.5 a game.
You know, you look at this Chatard team, they're third in 2A. They're flexing their muscle a little bit today against this Guerin ball club.
There's a pretty good-looking shot of the soccer field at Guerin Catholic High School. Bishop Chatard able to extend their lead. It's now 3-1 as we're closing in on halfway in this second half. Here comes a corner from Haley Abel of the Golden Eagles. Puts it in a nice spot in front of the goal, but headed out by Bishop Chatard. So we're right now crossing our fingers as the video stream is looking the best it has, and the rain continues to fall in Noblesville. Guerin Catholic, like we mentioned, is putting in the switch at goalkeeper. Bailey Capella was patrolling in the first half, and now coming on for the second half is Taylor Beard. Here's the Trojans' leading goal scorer. In front of the goal and defended nicely by Guerin Catholic. Looked to be Shailene Hussey.
Yeah, I tell you what, she did a nice job of deflecting that ball. That ball was definitely on the way into goal.
Brianna Bools.
Substitutions for both sides. First for Chatard.
Trying the attempt for Bishop Chatard.
Entering for Guerin Catholic.
Few substitutions for both teams.
Bailey Freese. And number 10, Alyssa Ferry.
As you saw Taylor Beard wearing number 0, the sophomore goalie.
Both teams have 2 shots on goal, Jarrett. Here comes a break for Heritage, Chatard.
Could be another shot on goal chance here for Chatard. It is, and it's wide off the right foot of Reese Shikaki.
You can just see the wetness of the uniform, the darkness and the light.
Guerin Catholic, their previous 3 games, not giving up a single goal to their opponent. And through 60 minutes on the field, Bishop Chatard has found the back of the net 3 separate times. Ball ricochets out of bounds. There's the senior couch, which is probably
not
too wet to be sat on.
Yeah. It wasn't being used on Thursday night either. Very interesting. That was up on top of the hill last Saturday.
Yeah, and that hill on the opposite end, student section has been up there in the past week for the 2 games that Guerin Catholic has had on their home field. Bishop Chatard will have a throw in. Nobody occupying the hill at the moment. Ball goes out of bounds again. This will bring in a corner for Bishop Chatard. Adams just simply gets it into Heim. And Ferry able to clear it out for Guerin.
As you see the sea of umbrellas, we're still having that rain affecting our signal a little bit today.
for Guerin Catholic. Suchi working with Ferry. Number 5, that's Lauren Gardner.
Umbrella's in the way of the internet.
Goalkeeper for Bishop Chatard, Allison Stevens now, also wearing pink. And both teams have utilized 2 goalkeepers for this one. Stevens going to be playing this second half. First half went to Ruby Mason.
First, number 7.
on Indiana SRN. Thanks for being with us. Jarrett Lewis alongside the coach, Keith Myers, doing our best as the rain continues to affect the video feed. Bishop Chatard still in control now, under 10 minutes left to play in the second half, up 3-1.
Yeah, 3-1, and this game is really dominated by Bishop Chatard scoring those goals, and Guerin hanging in there, but tough battle ahead with less than 9 minutes to play now to try to make this game even. We'll get you another update here in about 4 minutes.
Catholic entering number 2. Oh, there it is.
With time starting to wind down, and Bishop Chatard looking to capture their 6th win on the season. Currently up 3-1. Guerin Catholic will have their 3-game win streak snapped on their home turf as the rain falls down. And at some points it seems even harder than it was earlier. And that's still affecting our signal and making the video feed not as clear as it usually is, but nonetheless, Bishop Chatard will also move on to 4-0 in Circle City Conference play, as they will knock off Guerin Catholic. 2 minutes remaining in this one. Bishop Chatard 3 shots on goal in this second half, and the 1 goal in this half to extend the lead. It was a 2-1 lead for them at halftime, a high-scoring first 40 minutes. The second 40 minutes, not so much, although Bishop Chatard will hold on and get this victory.
I think a lot of that is, Jared, that Bishop Chatard, with that 3-1 lead at halftime, really felt like they're pretty comfortable with that, and played still aggressive for half, but just no scoring opportunity. And Guerin trying to fight back as fast as they could, but just no avail as this Chatard team, a very strong team, as they are ranked ranked third in 2A, as you can see very evident with the tough schedule that they do play and what that is all about.
Yeah, not just playing the Circle City Conference opponents, as we've reached 1 minute left to go in this one, but the non-conference schedule for both of these teams, and any team in Circle City Conference, they will play some of those 3A schools and teams like Cathedral, teams from the Lawrence area. Those are always tough matchups.
Yeah, and the season continues for both of these teams. Next week is we'll be looking at the schedule here shortly for you to keep you posted on where these teams are playing at next week.
Guerin Catholic will be home again. Their next two games will be home. Next Thursday, taking on another conference opponent in the Eagles of Heritage Christian. And then after that, a non-conference game next Saturday against Lafayette Central Catholic. On the side of things for Bishop Chatard, as they will go 6-0-1 on the season. Their next game, a non-conference affair, Tuesday against Westfield, and then Thursday against Cardinal Ritter to wrap up that week. And you see zeros on the board. Time has wind down. We've played 80 minutes in our first of two games, a boys-girls doubleheader. The girls getting things started, and Bishop Chatard, the Trojans, now 4-0 in the Circle City Conference after topping Guerin Catholic and ending their 3-game winning streak.
We'll take a break. We'll get you an update on what we will be doing right after this.
Yeah, I know. So.